You're listening to WUVT-FM 90.7 Blacksburg from the campus of Virginia Tech, listener-supported, student-operated radio for the New River Valley and beyond. Well, our buddy John Hildreth is an incredibly prolific guitarist. I mean, you can see him in many different groups in the area and great chances to see him live in the area. He's got a new project, The Lovely Dark. The second release from The Lovely Dark is Strange Love, a tribute to Depeche Mode. And we're lucky enough to have John on the phone this morning. Good morning, John.
Good morning.
Hey, so why the music of Depeche Mode?
Well, it was kind of a labor of love. It was about 3 years ago that project started. I had just done, just for fun, had done a cover of the song Personal Jesus, which was kind of the basis of the version that's on the album. And I had sent it to my friend Justin Hoshella, who's a Detroit-based producer. And he's like, hey, let's do something with this. And then one thing just kind of led to another, and we decided to just do a whole album worth of covers of this band whose music we've always really liked.
Well, and I'm assuming the music was influential to you because this probably came out, or the band started when you were a teenager, right?
Yeah. It's definitely something that I've been into for a long time.
Well, now they had, I'm thinking close to 250 released songs as a band. How hard was it to pick 8 for the recording?
Well, there was definitely a lot to pick from, but we consciously wanted to do some well-known ones as well as some deep cuts and some lesser-known ones. And we had kind of a rule going through the whole thing was not to cover, the original version. Don't do the album version. Do something different with it.
Right. Well, let's see. I'm guessing we'll start with the first song on the release, which is Everything Counts. What can you share with us about that recording?
Well, like I said, the project started close to 3 years ago, and as of about a year ago, it was pretty much done. We were just going to kind of let it sit for a while before we finalized everything. And Everything Counts is an earlier Depeche Mode song, and I had just heard it recently and decided, hey, maybe we should add one more track. And this was back in early December. I just had this idea. I'm like, well, what if we just did like a guitar and vocal thing? So I made a demo of just me singing it and playing it on the guitar and sent it to Justin, and then back and forth, it kind of became the track that you hear there.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's give it a listen, and we'll come back and talk to John. This is The Lovely Dark off of Strange Love, a tribute to Depeche Mode. Everything Counts, WUVT.
all for themselves after all. It's a competitor. to large amounts.
Everything Counts off of the lovely Dark. Strange Love, a tribute to Depeche Mode. We got John Hildreth on the phone this morning. Man, your voice sounds so incredible on that.
Thank you.
Can you give us a little insight? Was there any layering with that? It almost sounded, I know there's an echo added, but did he add any harmony to that? Or?
So that's all me. On that track, the vocal is doubled. I sing it twice. And then there's a harmony part that comes in that middle section that you can hear where it goes down to just the vocal and guitar.
Wow, that's incredible, man.
And that, Dave Gahan, the lead singer of Depeche Mode, has a very similar voice to me. He's a low voice singer, like a bass baritone. And so he's one of the few things that I can kind of sing out of the box, being a person with such a low voice.
Right. Well, you did really well on that. And now, let's see, to drift back and forth for our topic, if someone wants to see you live, you got anything local coming up where they can get a chance to see John Hildreth and hear him play?
Sure. There's actually a couple things. Later today, early this evening in downtown Blacksburg, I'm playing with my friend Whitney Lewis to celebrate the grand reopening of the store Nice Dreams in downtown Blacksburg.
Oh, I love that store.
Local institution. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. And Eric's done a lot of work. We're kind of rehabbing, updating the place. And so he wanted to have a little celebration. And so Whitney and I are just going to play some stuff, just sharing some songs, be playing guitar, piano. So we're just going to do that starting around 5:30. We'll play for at least an hour or so. Anyway, that's tonight. And next week, I'm at the 3rd Street Coffee House in Roanoke as part of a songwriters round, where I'll be up there with a couple other people, and we'll just be playing our songs and telling the stories of them.
Wow.
Kind of the Nashville style kind of thing.
And a great opportunity. And that is such a nice venue. So, hopefully the local listeners will get out and get a chance to hear some live music. Well, now, going back to Strange Love, the second cut we were going to play was Stripped. And from the research I did, Stripped was an evolution of their music. It was starting to have maybe a little bit harder edge, and they were trying some new techniques with their music when they recorded that. What can you tell us about it?
Well, that is on the Black Celebration album that dropped in '86, I think.
Right.
And all those things you just said are true. They have kind of they produced a bigger sound on that album, an edgier sound. And I think it's also just an evolution of them as performers and of Martin Gore as a songwriter. There were certainly all kinds of technology happening at that time, happening very quickly.
Right.
And so, synthesizers, samples, digital synthesis was still a fairly new thing there. So I think you have some of that combined with the analog synthesis. So all those things are kind of happening on that album, and you can hear it's top to bottom. It's a different sound. It's kind of a next step sound for them.
Well, let's
so Stripped is certainly a good example of that.
Well.
And again, the rule was don't cover the album version. So the first chord of the song is played on a mandolin by Justin. He had just recently acquired a mandolin, so he just decided, let's just open it with this. And so this is a Justin arrangement, and so he kind of created the base of what you hear. I obviously sang and then played the electric guitar, so you hear electric guitar throughout. And then he asked at the very end, can you give me an Adrian Belew solo? And I said, well, now you're kind of talking my love language.
Oh, wow.
So the outro of the song has an Adrian Belew style solo.
Well, I tell you what, let's give it a listen, and we'll come back and talked to John Hildreth about his latest project, Strange Love, a tribute to Depeche Mode. This is Stripped on WUVT. The Lovely Dark. Stripped on WUVT. Got John Hildreth live with us on the phone. So, John, your tribute to Depeche Mode, to give folks a little extra information, what is the status of Depeche Mode now?
Well, they're still touring and still recording. Their most recent record came out in 2023. It was called Memento Mori. And they're still doing it. They had, over the years, some lineup changes. Andy Fletcher passed away longtime member back in 2022.
Right.
He passed away, he got sick. And years before that, a longtime member, Alan Wilder, left the band. He said it was he left in the mid to late 90s. But the chief songwriter, Martin Gore, and lead singer, Dave Gahan, are still there, still making music, still recording, still touring.
And it amazed me when I looked into the band that they had charted releases for the last 4 decades, and not a lot of bands can say that. I mean, that is incredible. Well, is this? I think we had talked about this the last time we talked about The Lovely Dark. How well does this music lend to playing live? Is it something with some preparation that you could do?
Absolutely. In fact, we're planning to do so. There's some plans in the works. Justin and I and another friend of ours from New York, Rich Bozick, are putting together a live Lovely Dark band. And we want to do some select dates later this year. And I don't want to talk too many details until they're in place, but we are going to do a show here in the area.
Awesome.
Kind of in the greater, kind of Blacksburg, Roanoke area. We're kind of nailing down the venue. But yeah, we're going to play some of the Depeche Mode stuff live. We're going to play some stuff from the EP. And there's a lot more Lovely Dark music that hasn't been released yet. And we'll be playing some of that too.
Well, speaking of new music, what's the next thing to come out from any of your incarnations?
My next planned release is a double album called House of Ghosts. It's stories from Giles County, where I live, specifically stories of the house I live in, things that have happened here on the property, people that have lived here, passed through here, connections in the community.
Awesome. Cool.
So it's something it's been a long time in the making, but it's just about ready to be sent off for mastering. And the project is all me. It's written for upright piano, tenor banjo, vocal, and synthesizer. And it's I'm really happy with it. That'll be my next release. I don't have a release date. It'll just be at some point later this year. But that'll kind of be my main focus in terms of getting something out unto myself. I'd like to have another Lovely Dark EP out later this year, but I can't really think about that right now.
Oh, sure. Understand. But it would be great to have that song or the next release out by Halloween. That sounds like a great fall release there. So hopefully we'll be seeing it. Well, now, if anyone would like the tribute to Depeche Mode, what's the easiest way to get it?
It is on all major platforms, and so whatever streaming service you use, all the main ones, it's on there. If you want to purchase a high-resolution download, you can go to my website, johnhildrethguitar.com, and there's a link to my Bandcamp there. And you can get all my releases, including the Strangelove tribute, on Bandcamp.
Well, incredible music. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. We're going to play one more before we let you go. Agent Orange. What can you tell us about this?
So this is an instrumental track. This goes back to the original was along about 1987, and it's just kind of a meditation and a reverence about what people experienced in Vietnam, what soldiers experienced, and the name of the chemical agent, Agent Orange, is an obvious reference that was used for various purposes in the war theater there, and a whole lot of soldiers came back with various sort of ill effects and health consequences of that. And so it was a track I always liked that I'd wanted to record, but of course we do it a little different. I do add a vocal part. There's like a high falsetto repeating vocal that just says, "Take me home." Which is, I think, what was on most soldiers' minds. They just wanted to go home. Oh,
absolutely. Yeah.
And so there's also a coded message in this song.
Right.
As it begins to happen, you just hear ocean and you hear me playing the piano, and the track kind of slowly develops. but you'll hear like a transmission sound. It's like a beeping.
Right.
And in various guises, that repeats through the entire track once it starts at that early point, and that's Morse code, actually spelling out the name of the soldier, Eugene Boston, who's my father-in-law.
Oh, wow. That is so touching.
And who was in Vietnam, and he's alive and well in South Central Kentucky today.
Has he heard the song?
He's about to.
Oh. Wow. What a touching tribute. And thank you so much, John. Your music is so special. And we thank you for your support of the radio station and a chance to play your music before anyone else.
Well, I sure appreciate you having me on and playing the music, Pete.
Well, thank you, man. You have a great weekend. We're going to play one more from John Hildreth. This is his project, The Lovely Dark, Strange Love, a tribute to Depeche Mode. This is John Hildreth and Justin Hochella, and it's Agent Orange on WUVT.
after my sister
he was
left.
still a man.
My life would have been better off for it.